talking very broadly about a whole set of progressive policies and ideas, things like bike sharing or growth controls. But when I talk about smart cities, I'm very specifically focused on the way that new digital technologies are being used to address really timeless urban problems like traffic, job creation, public health. And what I've found is that there's a whole array of organizations and individuals, from city governments to big technology companies, but also entrepreneurs and civic hackers who are all leveraging this abundance of cheap and portable technology that we have to solve problems in cities. Understanding the incredibly complex landscape that they're going to be doing business in, because it's not just a market, it's also public policy debates, it's livability and quality of life that are at stake for citizens in cities, and they're operating really at the intersection of all of these different stakeholder groups. And they don't necessarily have to serve all of the stakeholders, but they have to understand what those stakeholders are doing, what their aspirations are for the future of the city, and the way that their particular solution can fit into that.
We operate a National Science Foundation iCore node, which is focused on customer discovery and customer development. It's really the first step that startups need to take. And so I would argue that startups focused on smart cities need the most help in understanding who their customer is, what their value proposition is, what their distribution channels are, what their customer acquisition costs are. So I think it's really that fundamental piece around finding product market fit, and then ultimately going from a demo to accelerated market deployment. I would argue that most startups really need to understand who their customer is. And I think most startups fail not from a lack of product development, but from a lack of customer development. So understanding product market fit and then moving from pilot to accelerated market deployment is an area where I think startups focused on smart cities need the most help.
Understanding specific demographics of the population that they're trying to serve. I think oftentimes they build a very beautiful product or a very intriguing technology-based tool, but they don't necessarily know, what the end population, the end user, what their lifestyle is like, what their situation is like, to really build a really full circle product. So I think understanding demographics and understanding subject matter expertise is really one of the things that smart startups could utilize. In 2009, it was meant to be an open data competition to bring together the tech and developer community, as well as folks that understand open data, and to help marry those populations together so they can build really cool, useful, innovative tools and apps. And I think that model is something that other cities and potentially other municipalities should kind of take on and then try to cultivate in terms of their technology ecosystem. So really bridging the gap between what government is doing and all the data that they're producing, and coming up with creative and useful solutions using that data by partnering with the tech and developer community.
We have great infrastructure. You can get in terms of getting here and then getting to other places where other markets that you may want to access. Miami's the place. We have a great international airport. We can access South America. We have the best place to access South American markets. Central America, Caribbean. We're expanding our routes into Europe, the Middle East, Asia. And also we have great infrastructure in our port. But we also, our greatest infrastructure is our people in Miami-Dade. And we have a great talent pool here. And we're partnering with our educational institutions to create the talent base, the knowledge base, to make startups and tech companies successful here in Miami-Dade. I'm here to show our support, our county support for this conference and this initiative. We are one community, one goal. We're very interested and very focused on making Miami-Dade County a technology center, a startup center.